Electron configuration refers to the arrangement of atoms around a nucleus in an atom. They're grouped in energy levels called shells. And these shells are regions of space that have particular values of energy. The ones that are closest to the nucleus have the lowest energy, and the ones that are furthest away from the nucleus, called the outside shells, have the highest energy. Electrons always try and occupy the lowest energy shells available, and this is called the ground state of the atom. So, what we know is that the lowest energy levels is that they fill up from the inside out. So we have 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, 8 in the third shell, and 2 in the fourth shell. This would give us the electron configuration of calcium because there are 20 electrons. At this point in time, we're unable to tell the electron configuration of any atom above number 20. But this rule applies that there's a maximum number of electrons that can occupy any given shell. And that rule is 2n squared, where n is the shell number. So for instance, when n is the first shell, 1 squared is 1 times 2. So there's a maximum of 2 electrons that can fit in that shell. If it's the third shell, it would be 3 squared, which is 9, times 2, which is 18. So there's a maximum of 18 electrons that can fit in that third shell. From the third shell, the shells start to fill in stages, and this is why up until now we've only been able to talk about how calcium is filled, because after calcium, the third shell starts filling up, because as seen previously, the third shell can have a maximum of 18 electrons. And that's what we're going to learn about in the second part of this video. The outermost occupied shell usually contains a maximum of 8 electrons. So this is out of your textbook, and this shows how many electrons are in each shell. And you can see here from calcium, fills up 2, 8, 8, 2. And this is what I mean by them filling up in different numbers. So number 21 goes 2, 8, 9, 2. Number 22 goes 2, 8, 10, 2. And then you go up to number 26, and it's 2, 8, 14, 2. So that all makes sense until it goes up to a number 18 here, and then this next shell starts filling up. But as I said, there's lots of different rules, and we're going to find out a really easy way of learning how those shells fill up. Okay, I'd just like you to complete draw the electron configuration of lithium, chlorine, calcium, neon, and sodium. Pause this video here, have a go at these, and I'll show you the answers to the first 3. Okay, so let's have a look at lithium. Lithium has 3 electrons in a neutral atom because there's 3 protons. So here's lithium. So we have 3 protons and we have 4 neutrons. In the first shell there's 2 electrons, and in the next shell there will be 1 electron. That gives us a total of 3 electrons. So the electronic configuration of lithium is 2, 1. Let's have a look at sodium. Sodium has 11 electrons, 11 protons and 12 neutrons. And because it's a neutrally charged atom, it will also have 11 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 2 in the first shell, 8 in the next shell, and 1 in the outside shell, which gives us a total of 11 electrons, which is what we want, and an electron configuration of 2, 8, and 2. And finally, we've got calcium. So, based on its atomic number, we have 20 protons. We also have 20 neutrons. So, first shell has 2 electrons. Second shell has 8 electrons. Third shell has 8 electrons. And the last shell has 2 electrons. which is our 20 electrons, so it's got the configuration 2882. Remember, the electrons closest to the nucleus are those with the lowest energy. A couple of things I'd like you to do now is to complete the table on page 16 of your booklet, which is the atomic structure of the first 20 elements, and there's 3 chapter questions there that you can complete for me. The second video will go into the electron configuration of elements after calcium.